Hey guys, thanks for joining us here at Salty Ginger Talk. If you're a returning listener, it's great to have you back. If you're new to the channel, we're really glad you joined us. Hope you like what you hear. So on our episode today, we're going to give you our top 5 reasons why we think you should strongly consider having children once you're in a committed relationship. What it teaches you about life, about legacy, and about growth. So it's one of the things we do on the podcast is we encourage people to live a meaningful and purposeful life. Everybody has to decide for themselves what that means to them. That's an individual thing. It's an individual choice. However, there are some things that seem to be true universally or apply to many, many, many people in society. And we think starting a family and raising children is one of those things. We're going to give you our top 5 reasons for that. Today, we're going to give you evidence that backs up those reasons, and we would like you to consider that. So expand your mind a little bit, think about things critically. Maybe it's something that does make sense to you. Maybe it's something that doesn't make sense to you. But we would argue you're better off having this information and at least putting some thought into it. And who knows how it impacts the way you think or the way you see that you want to spend your life. So let's just jump into our episode. We live in a world today that talks a lot about freedom, talks a lot about convenience, and it talks a lot about personal success. Somewhere along the way, we stopped talking about family, at least nearly as much as we used to. And we don't think that's a good thing for humanity. We don't think it's a good thing long-term for our society. And we're advocating that we need to refocus on family. Now, family can mean a lot of things. The nuclear family was a husband, a wife, and children. In today's world, that could be a same-sex couple. It could be people living together. It could be whatever it is. Family is about the way you care about people. But there is no other way to learn some of the lessons that you learn than by having children of your own. We stopped talking about children and what they actually bring into your life. Having kids isn't just about continuing your bloodline. It's not just about procreating and carrying on your legacy. That's part of it, but it's not the biggest part of it, and it's not the only part of it. So today, we're going to talk about 5 powerful reasons that you should have children. Not because society says so, not because I say so, but because it's one of the best paths to building a meaningful life. Children will help you learn responsibility. They will help you learn love, what it really is, what it really means. They'll teach you patience. And you'll find purpose in ways nothing else can teach you. So our number one reason for having children that we think you should consider having children is children give your life a deeper sense of purpose. Studies from Harvard and Pew Research show that parents report higher levels of meaning and long-term satisfaction, even though, and this is important, even though the daily stress is higher. There's no getting around that. It's tough having and raising children. It is not a cakewalk. It is not for the faint of heart. But there's been a lot of research that shows that people that do have children wind up generally with higher levels of meaning in their life and higher levels of long-term satisfaction. Kids remind you that life isn't just about you. They help you get out from the daily routines and the focus on yourself and see the bigger picture and realize there's something more than you in the world that's worth living for. They anchor you in purpose. You wake up with a why that's bigger than comfort or money. Material things or feeling cozy they're not rivaled by having children. It's not even close. That sense of purpose gives you a direction, and that direction is what most people today are missing. If you're searching for meaning, stop looking for it in distractions or status. Create it through the relationships you have in your life. And one of the strongest relationships you'll ever have is a relationship you have with your kids. Important note here, I never had a burning desire to be a father. I have 3 sons with my wife. She never had a burning desire to be a mother. We weren't anti-children, but we never had a strong desire to start a family. But it's by far the best thing we've ever done. And we feel so strongly about it. I think it's really important for you to consider all of the benefits that come with it, even though it's very, very difficult and it makes your life a lot more stressful and a lot more complicated. There's no 2 ways about it. All of those things are true. More stressful, more complicated, provides more meaning and sense of purpose than any other thing in the world can. Okay, so Number two, our reason number two for considering having children is children teach you selflessness and growth. Parenting research from the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology found that caring for children develops empathy, patience, and long-term thinking, key traits to growing emotional and developing emotional maturity. You can't stay selfish and be a good parent. Just not possible. Kids will challenge you, they'll stretch you, and they'll force you to grow up. And that's important. It's important to progress as a human being. It's important to get better as a person. And one of the best ways to do that is to be responsible for another person who's counting on you for guidance, who's counting on you for security and safety, who's counting on you for emotional support. They make you confront your weaknesses, and that makes you become stronger because you confront those weaknesses. It's important not to fear that responsibility. I see a lot of people who say, oh, adulting is hard. Yet no shit. It's hard for everybody. But the people that confront it and the people that learn it and the people that get good at it are the ones that are happy. And when you fight it and resist it and want to just play video games or just want to go on vacations or just want to do X, Y, or Z, it's a shallow existence. And that's why your existence doesn't have meaning and purpose. There's not a bigger picture or a bigger purpose for why you're doing the things that you're doing, or that just you can't generate the same depth of feelings around superficial things as you do with relationships with people that you love and care about. Lean into the responsibility. Growth comes from being needed, not from being comfortable. It's good for you to take on additional responsibility. It's good for you to stretch and grow your emotional maturity. No better way to do that than starting a family. Number 3, children strengthen marriages and family bonds. Data from the Institute for Family Studies shows that couples who approach parenting as a team experience higher marital satisfaction and a stronger sense of unity. It's not me versus you, it's us figuring out how to raise children and make them productive members of society and good people together. It creates a bond and a unity between you and your spouse that's almost impossible to replicate without children. Parenting together builds teamwork. You stop thinking me versus you, and you start thinking us for them. Very important distinction there. That bond that's built through that shared purpose is stronger than any trend or lifestyle experiment. It's tried and true. It's centuries old. It's eons old. It exists in nature. You see in nature, families work different in different species, but the family unit is important in almost every species. Parenting only works when you stay united. It's terribly important. You've got to back each other up. Your kids don't need perfect parents. They need consistent ones. They need to know they can count on you. They need structure. They need discipline. They need guidance. They need emotional support on a regular basis. You don't got to get it right all the time. You just got to keep showing up. And when you make a mistake, you acknowledge it, you learn from it, you fix it, and you move on. Okay, number 4, children connect you to legacy and continuity. Sociologists at Stanford and Oxford have found that a sense of legacy and generativity, the desire to invest in future generations, is a top predictor of late life happiness and reduced depression. Let me say that again because it's super important. Sociologists at Stanford and Oxford have found that a sense of legacy and generativity, which is the desire to invest in future generations, is a top predictor of late life happiness and reduced depression. Kids remind you that your story is part of something bigger. It's not just about you. It has meaning. It has purpose. It matters to the rest of the world. You start thinking long term when you have kids. You think about values, not just about valuables. It's not about the fancy car. It's not about the big house. It's not about the designer clothes. It's about the bond that you create with the people that are closest to you, which is much stronger, much more meaningful, and brings much more purpose to your life than any material possession is ever going to. Because when you're building a family, you're building something that lasts beyond your lifetime. So when you do have kids, teach your kids who you are and what you stand for. Legacy isn't about inheritance. It's not about money and estates and goods and wealth. It's about influence. It's about developing people who can go out and contribute to society, who are productive members of society, who are good people, who will stand up for what's right, who will take a stand and not be afraid to voice their opinion, even in the face of dissent, even when the opinion's not popular. Teach your kids how to do those things, and you will be so fulfilled, and you'll love what you see from your children. Okay, and then number 5 here. This one's really important. Children bring joy and wonder and reconnection to life. Research from the Journal of Positive Psychology shows parents often experience higher levels of momentary happiness, not just the long-term happiness, but happiness in individual moments in their life during time spent with their children than during leisure or entertainment. So those interactions with your children are going to be better than the fancy vacation or the dinner party or the round of golf or the hike or whatever it is that you have fond memories of. It's great. You have fond memories of those things. It doesn't create the deep, emotional, meaningful memories that you create with the people that you care about, in particular your children. Because kids make you see the world again, like it's new. They see things from a different perspective because they haven't been beat up by the world like us adults have. They remind you to laugh, to play, and notice the small things. They bring joy that's raw, real, and unfiltered. And it's fucking awesome. It's great. And that's the trade-off for all the shit you go through when you have kids. Because I'm not going to lie about it for a second. It's tough having kids and raising kids. It's not easy. It's not for the faint of heart. Life gets serious. It is what it is. Kids, in many instances, can help bring you back to what's beautiful and recognize the beauty in life. So when you do have kids, and I can tell you, my kids are grown. You know, my boys are all either in their 30s or approaching 30. And so my days of young children are long gone by. Don't rush it. Don't rush through it. Enjoy those moments. Put down your phone. Watch them grow. Interact with them. Play with them. Talk to them. Take them with you when you go to places. Incorporate them into things in your life. You'll realize that they're teaching you how to see the world differently and how to live differently and how to live again and bring a little joy and levity into your life. Okay, so those are our 5 tips, guys. Look, I get it. Having children isn't for everyone. I'm not saying every single person in the world should have more children or should have children. But for those who choose it, and I think a lot of people should choose it. I think a lot of people want it, and they're afraid because of the way society has changed, and it's taboo to want to get married young. It's taboo to want to start a family and have a bunch of kids. It's taboo to do those things. It's now frowned upon when it used to be the goal for many people. But I'm telling you, it's one of the most powerful ways to grow, to give, and to live with meaning. It has not been replaced. It will not be replaced. It is one of the best things that you can do. I get it. It's not for everybody, but I think you should strongly consider it and think about it really logically and emotionally, and listen to what your heart tells you. I think it's terribly important. When you have kids, you're going to learn sacrifice, you're going to learn patience, and you're going to learn to provide and accept love that's unconditional. And those things can't be replaced by any material possessions or any vacations or any promotions or any of the other things that we place a high premium on in today's society. It'll help you realize that the point of life was never just to live it for yourself. It was to build something that outlives you. Okay, so that's the episode today, guys. Hope that made you think. Hope you found some value in it. If you did, send it to somebody. Let them listen to it and see what they think about it as well. James puts it up over here every day. Head over to our website, saltygingertalk.com. All of our podcast episodes are available there. Links to all of our social media accounts are available there. We've got a newsletter that we publish every weekday. You can subscribe to there. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe to our podcast on whatever platform you consume it on. It's super helpful for us. We have guests on our podcast that talk about what they've learned in life and give you tips on how you can take their learnings and incorporate them into your life so you can build a life of meaning and purpose for yourself. We do episodes like this one that encourage you to think about serious subjects, about things that will help you build a life of meaning and purpose. It's all good stuff. You can listen to it and not agree with it. You can incorporate it. You can not incorporate it. Our argument is, why not get as much knowledge and education as possible? We bring a lot of that on the channel. We hope you don't miss it because it's great stuff. Make sure you catch our next episode. We'll see you there.